Gentlemen, ladies, Santa Todd here, folks. How we doing? Glad to be back. Sorry about the quality of that last video, the one with all the NES carts. I didn't realize it was that horrible and shitty until I filmed it and started piecing it together. I didn't have time to refilm it, and I just wanted to get something up for y'all. But as I was doing it, I felt like there was some missing pieces or games that I was missing, and I didn't know if I had them in box or not, and I needed to make an inventory sheet. And good news, I finally did over not this past weekend but the weekend before do a complete inventory for my games. I dug through, at least for the NES games, sorry, not all the games. I dug out, and I did find some more loose card NES, but I dug everything out, including my box games that I have on the shelf, and I dug into another box that I had put up of other games, and cataloged the whole deal. And so I was kind of impressed with the overall total of video games. Now this is individual titles. Some of these I have multiples on, but individual games, it looks like I have 263. But I had decided to pick one up, a purchase, mind you. I bought something because I was going through my games, and I was a little more impressed with the amount of actual boxed Nintendo games I had. Out of the 263, actually, believe it or not, 109 of them are have the box. A few of those are missing the instructions, but the majority of, I'd say probably 100 of them anyway, are complete with the instructions in the box. Now, some of those boxes, a couple of them are really worked. My RC Pro-Am box is torn across the back pretty bad, but most of them are in decent shape. And so I decided that I wanted to pick up another, kind of look at some titles that I was missing, that I knew I was missing, and I stumbled across a cheap copy of something that was complete on Amazon for Nintendo. It's not like a barn burner game or anything, so we'll go ahead and show it in the beginning, and then we'll go through these loose cart games and show you what else I have, and I'm gonna hold them up this time instead of just going in, so it won't be quite as shaky, hopefully. But I need to kind of keep pithy on this so I don't run out of battery juice. I don't want to have a problem. Also, recently, I've been waiting for this for a couple weeks. Finally, this Pop, and it's another one of these Pop guys, came in. It had been on back order, so they finally sent it to me, and I got it yesterday evening in the mail. And that is my Bob Ross, Joy of Painting Bob Ross figure. Now, they're going to release 4 or 5 more of these Bob Ross figures with him holding different pictures, and he's got like some little forest critter with him. It looks like just a cash grab. It basically looks like he's wearing the same thing. He's just holding a painting or something. But they have one that they're doing where he's got like a giant paintbrush, and he's in like a painter's smock, like outfit, like a painter's outfit. That one's kind of caught my eye, so I'll probably pick that one up anyway. But I don't know about the other ones. But I had to get old Bob, happy little Bob, in my collection. I think we're over 80 with those things now, believe it or not. So anyway, let's go ahead and open up this package. I know you guys are intently waiting. Now, some of those box games are doubles too. I mean, like I have 3 copies of Iron Sword in the box. One of them is missing the directions, one of them's complete, and then one of them's a better copy that's complete, that's got like an acclaimed poster and some other stuff in it. Anyway, I got it out of the binder. Let's see what this cost costed, that's not a word, is it? Cost me in the end. It was $9.95, and it's a complete in-box copy with original box manual, styrofoam insert, and cartridge. Box still has original shrink wrap on it, which it does because it's got the H seal on the back, which is kind of cool. But the title, you guys are probably like, okay, you've hyped it enough, dude. The title is, and I played this as a kid. I never owned it, but my friend of mine had it, and we played it some because he had gotten the NES Satellite for Christmas, and it was one of the 4-player games that they made, other than Kings of the Beach and Super Spike V-Ball. There were a couple. I think Gauntlet 2, maybe you could play 4-player. I don't remember whether it was 4-player or 2-player simul. But anyway, it's a 4-player game, so that might have narrowed it down a little bit for you. But it is Chris Everett and Ivan Lendl's Top Player Tennis. And like it says, it's still in the original shrink wrap. It does have the hang tab here from the original wrap. And it does have the H seal on it. So this is the original shrink wrapping that was on it. And it's actually in a really good shape. It doesn't look like this was ever crushed or anything. It's just got some slight corner wear on the top where it's been opened, but the bottom corners look crisp because it's never even been pulled out of the sleeve. And I was going to ask you guys as well, I don't know if any of you collectors out there for the NES have bought those plastic box covers that you can buy. That are plastic that, help you keep your boxes in better shape or not. I was toying with buying some. I haven't ever bought any. But in order to buy like 100 of them, it's going to cost me like $70. And I was just curious if any of you had bought those and whether you thought it was worth the money. Most of the ones I have, I've left either with shrink wrapping on them if I had shrink wrap, or the original wrap like this one is. But I really was thinking about buying the box protectors. But, $70 is a little bit of an investment for 100, and I would actually need like 110. I was just curious if any of you had bought them and you thought it was worth it, because I'm thinking it is worth it, but I need to just buy it. Part of it is it's not fun to really buy box protectors, and let alone having to put them on all the boxes. So anyway, the game is in the box. For some reason, even though, it's cool. It's got a complete copy. The copy looks nice. It's got the directions, and they are pristine. There's no dog ears or folds on it. The only thing it's missing is the actual game sleeve, one of the black sleeves like this. That's the only thing it's missing. But that's okay. Some of the ones that I have in box don't have the sleeves. And I'm missing sleeves. I don't have sleeves for every single game. And actually, I actually recently saw some little plastic protectors you can buy that are just for this size, that kind of flip up at the top, and you can put the game in just in a sleeve like this, or just by itself, but they're made to size for this. And I didn't know if anybody had bought any of those either. Oh, by the way, I have Top Gun Second Mission. This is one of the ones I just pulled out of there because I was goofing around with it. But the Top Gun 2, that was one of the games. I don't know. Some of these might even be doubles of the stuff I already showed. So if it is, pardon me, because I don't remember. At this point, I did catalog everything, but I don't remember what I showed and what I haven't. So I'm actually really happy about the quality of this for $10. It looks really nice. And as you can see, I did take my... you might be able to see the shelf over there. I hope you can. I took some of the 3DO games, the box games and stuff, and moved them and just made that one shelf all Nintendo games. Now, that's only about half of the box games that I have over there. There's actually another 25 or so behind the 25 that are up there. And then there's some on top. And I still have about another 40 or 50 in a box in the other room. I was actually pretty impressed with that total, 110, now 110. complete, well, not complete, but boxed copies of games, and a good 100 of them that are complete. So that made me kind of smile a little bit when I saw that. And I didn't know I had that many, actually. So when I actually finally saw how many I had on paper, it was kind of a good feeling. I actually kind of, after going through all this, found about, I don't know, a half dozen games or so that I don't have in my collection that I would like to get. And there are some that I just have a cart that I really wanted a box copy, like Contra. I've got 2 copies of Contra, one with the directions in the cart and one with just the cart. I'd really like one in the box, but you're talking anywhere from $60 to $100, and that's if the box is kind of worked a little bit. Same thing with Super Mario Brothers. I want a black box copy to go with my other black box ones, but you're probably going to pay about $50 to get one in box. And so that's kind of how it goes. But there are a few games that I'm not as stuck on. A couple of those I'll throw out there. Legendary Wings. That game I don't have, and I don't really care if I get a boxed copy or not, but I would like to have the cart. Another one was Akari Warriors 2. I know they made 3. I didn't really like 3, but 2 I did like when I was a kid. I think I saw a box copy on eBay for like $18, but you can get a cart for like $4 or $5. Same thing with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm missing that. I saw a copy for $18 that was complete, but you can get a cart for about $6 or $7. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet on some of those whether I'm going to go for the box copy or not. Now the Super Mario Brothers I plan to eventually buy. Contra I'm kind of up in the air. Same thing with Mega Man 1 and 2. If you want a box copy of either one of those Mega Man games, you're going to pay upwards of $75 or more. And I have Mega Man cartridge and the instructions. I just don't have the box. So I don't even know where I got the directions, to be honest. So I guess we'll move into this. Okay? You want me to say no clips so y'all can do the drinking game again? Anyway, we did Top Gun 2. I'm going to try to lay the stuff on the bed, I think, as I'm going along here, so I know what I pulled out of here and what I haven't. Okay. We'll get started here. First one, Donkey Kong in the sleeve, no clip, 5-screw copy of Donkey Kong. Mario is wearing white overalls with a blue shirt for some reason on the cartridge cover. It's got a silver Nintendo seal. I don't know if there are variants on this or not. But Donkey Kong, no clip. A little LJN action. This is probably the only LJN game I really do like, and that is Major League Baseball. I know I've got a second copy of this floating around here. I think it might even be in this box. This is not my original copy. I don't even know where I came across this copy, actually. I think my original copy I sold in a garage sale along with Karate Kid and a couple other ones. But I think I still had the directions. Like I couldn't find them at the time when I sold it with the box. So I think I've picked up a couple copies over the years here and there, and I still had the directions. So Major League Baseball, and I do see it here. Here's the other Major League Baseball, and it does have the directions in here. This game, I think, came out in like 87 or 88. So it still had a lot of the 85 Kansas City Royals World Series team on here. And I'm from Independence or Kansas City, so I liked it because it still had a lot of those 85 Royals on there, like Frank White, Willie Wilson, George Brett, you know, a lot of those guys were still on the team at that time. So there's a second copy of that one. I think this is a Nickelodeon game. Funhouse. Funhouse. I don't know if it's fun or not. I don't recall ever playing it. Activision game. Predator. Schwarzenegger Predator. Yeah. Predator. That's pretty cool. I always liked it when they did movie games. Sometimes they suck, most of the time, but you know how it is. Bases Loaded 2 with a worked label. I'm guessing this probably came out of the storage units of my grandparents, because I have a complete boxed copy of Bases Loaded 2, and the label is not messed up, so I'm guessing this probably came from the storage units with a messed up label. Super Spike V-Ball, volleyball. I do have an NES satellite, by the way, in the box over there. It's one of the ones without the cord, the first model they made. I got lucky and found one in the box, I think at a vintage stock. One thing I've always missed that I did want to get in box was an NES Advantage. I have an Advantage, but I don't have one in box. I have a still sealed mint in box NES Max, but I always wanted to get just a box, not a brand new one, but a boxed Advantage. Hunt for Red October. This label's a little bit worked on the end label. I have a boxed copy of this, and from what I remember, someone gave me that, like found it at a garage sale or a thrift store and bought it for me, and I think it had this copy in it with the messed up label, and I think I found another copy of the game that did not have a messed up label, and I bought it and put it in the box. So this is the other copy of that. So I think I have two of those. Well, I know I have two. I have one that's in the box and one that's not. Rad Racer, another copy. I've got two boxed copies of Rad Racer, and then this loose card. I've actually got two loose copies of Rad Racer, and one with just the box in the game, and one with all three, the instructions box in the game. Are you knocking these over? You be careful. I don't want to be picking them up off the floor. Alrighty, time to dig in some more here. There's not nearly as many this time. You don't expect another 200, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the one that is kind of goofy compared to the other two that were like arcade style. This is the one that I think the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video about this. I remember playing this as a kid. Never beat it. It's harder than hell. But it's got a lot of nostalgia because of what it is. I do have a complete box copy of this as well. But another cart. I might have two or three. I don't need to keep looking at the list. I don't know. I'm just going to go through them. If I got another one, I'll mention it. If not, if I don't know, I don't know. This game needs to be cleaned, like, badly. Conquest of the Crystal Palace. I don't know why it's so dirty. The back of it looks like it had, like, pop spilled on it or something. I don't know. Splashed on it or something. It looks sticky. I don't know. I need to set that one to the side so I can clean it. Pins look fine. I mean, like the inside. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I might pull the back off of it anyway and look inside to make sure nothing leaked in there. But yeah, it's kind of dirty. Keep rolling. Ice hockey. Got a box copy of that over there. Athena, I know I've got a couple of these. I think the other one I have is a no clip, time to for a shot. This one's not a no clip. one of the few Wheel of Fortune games they made. Wheel of Fortune. This isn't like a... I know they made different Jeopardy ones, too. Maybe there was just one or two Wheel of Fortune ones. I know they made a bunch of Jeopardy ones. Ghostbusters! The back label is a little worked. Not too bad. Just a little discolored around the edge. But the front label looks good. Good shape. Crappy game, good shape. Monopoly. Actually, it's Monopoly. I said Monopoly because I was doing some stuff with my Sega Master System collection as well. I was going to do an inventory of that. And I have Monopoly for the Sega Master System in the clamshell and stuff. But when I opened up the clamshell and looked at the name on the case, they have it split into two words. And it says mono, and then there's a space, and then the P is big, and it says poly. Like Monopoly. Hold on, I'll show you. Monopoly, where are you? You guys don't care about this. Why am I wasting your time? Miracle Worlds and why don't I see it? There it is. Little bonus. Monopoly for the Sega Master System. And it's complete, but look at the name on the cartridge. It says Monopoly. I hope it's in focus or not too dark. Just trust me if you know. And then it's got one of these Sega posters and the instructions. It's actually in really good shape, but I mean, how often are you going to play Monopoly on the Sega Master System? So, set it over there. Another Nintendo game. To the Earth. To the Earth. To infinity and beyond. Let's see. Yeah. Whoop. Oh yeah, I just saw another one that I want to get a boxed copy of. Tecmo Super Bowl. I have 2 copies of Tecmo Super Bowl, but both of them are just card only. I think I found one of them. Like I bought one and it wasn't very expensive at the time, and then it kind of went up in price some, and I think I found one at like a thrift store or something for just like $1 or $2, and it was going for like 15 or 20 bucks. So I went ahead and bought the other one. Even though I don't really care about it. I prefer the first Tecmo Bowl. It might be blasphemy for me to say that, but I prefer the first Tecmo Bowl game. Tengen Gauntlet. I have this in the box with a gray cart. I kind of want a black cart version of it, but I don't have one. Okay. Hollywood Squares. Y'all remember this game? Game show. You ask a question, you agree or disagree with the celebrity who gives some funky joke answer and then gives a real answer, and then you try to make tic-tac-toe. And then you drew keys out of a fishbowl and tried to start a car. Alrighty. Shadowgate. I've got a complete and box copy. I think this is just my loose part version. I love Shadowgate. It was one of those games that came out for the PC before it came out for the whatchamahoo, Nintendo. So this one kid that had played it on the PC knew all the answers to how to get through the game, and so we would get stuck, we'd ask him, and he'd always be like, you know, first he would give us shit and wouldn't give us the answer. Eventually he'd tell us how to get by an area or not. But Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's fun. It can be tedious if you can't figure out what you're going to do. Next game, 1942, a nice arcade-style, shooter. I think they made a couple of those 19-whatever games. Now, this one I actually picked up the other day, like the other weekend when I was doing the list. They had a buy two, get one free at the vintage stock over Labor Day weekend, and I couldn't find a third thing that I wanted, and of course they want outrageous prices for all of their Nintendo stuff, but I didn't have this game, and when I saw it in the case, I was like, I gotta have that. It was like $18 or something, but I went and picked it up anyway, and it is just a cart copy, but it's a Super Dodgeball. We used to play this game all the time, Super Dodgeball. And, I was like, oh, when I saw it there, I was like, I can't believe I don't even have a copy of that. Why are you guys knocking over all of these cartridge games? Quit it. Cats are here sniffing all those games and knocking them over. This is the one I want to get a complete copy of, and the cartridge is actually a little messed up on this one. And that's Skate or Die. The back label is like kind of brown. And it's got a chip out of the label here, so I want to get another copy, and I'm like, well, if I'm going to buy another copy, I might as well buy a boxed copy. So that makes me think I priced them, and they're like $20 to $30 range in the box. We'll see. Acclaim game, Tiger Heli. Little helicopter action. I know it's been a while, folks, so here we go. No clip. Donkey Kong 3. 5-screw. No clip copy. Looks like it's got some sticker residue on it or something from an old sticker. Price sticker, probably. Probably wouldn't hurt to clean it. What the hell are you doing? Stop! California Games. What can you say about it? They made it for every system known to man, and it has a couple different events on a couple different games. Another copy of Wrecking Crew, a no clip. The label looks like it's faded on the words here for some reason slightly. But it's in good shape. Fairly good shape. Boop. Boop. Okay. I'm pretty sure a good buddy of mine on here sent me this a long time ago. A guy named Mitch. And Mitch used to go by Wasp Spray. I don't know if he still does or not. But he sent me this game a long time ago, Wall Street Kid. It's so just quirky and hilarious. Even the label looks funny. So yeah, Wall Street Kid. Thanks, Mitch. Oh, all right. It looks like we've got about another 15 or 20 here. Ultima Quest of the Avatar. I didn't enjoy this one as much as Ultima Exodus, but it is a good game. I have beat it. I've got another copy of it somewhere in the box. I think I have the directions too. I might not. I either have the directions of the map and not the directions. I don't remember which. Super Glove Ball. Another copy of this thing. I say another copy is because I have a boxed copy. I don't know if I said that. LJN, I actually do. This game is hard as shit, but I do like this game to a degree. And that's the Karate Kid. I have beat it. It's hard. It is hard. The last level really sucks. You basically have to drum punch and crane kick your way through it. But, you know, I did beat it. I mean, it does have nostalgia for me. And then the Angry Video Game Nerd video is hilarious. So, Karate Kid. Tetris. Everybody's got Tetris. I don't think I have... I think this is one that I want to get in the box as well. I don't have. Yeah, I have Tetris 2 in the box, but not Tetris 1. So I kind of would like to get this one in the box. Widget. I don't know what the hell this is, but it came out late in the Nintendo's lifespan because it's got this different back label on it that has like different languages and stuff on it. Dragon Warrior. I think I've got a couple copies of Dragon Warrior. It's one that also would be nice to own a boxed copy. I have 2 cartridges. I have Dragon Warrior 2 complete because I bought it when I was a senior in high school in 1993 at Toys R Us, brand new, for $20. Okay. McKids. I did go on a tear buying Angry Video Game Nerd games for a while. Now, on the end of the label, it says MC Kids, like M period C period. But it's Mick Kids for McDonald's, so I don't know why they have it abbreviated like that. Fester's Quest. Also have a boxed copy of that. Loose cart Duck Hunt only. Battletoads. Battletoads on the NES. I've never beaten Battletoads either. Nope, this is the only copy of Battletoads I own. Okay, we're down to the last like half dozen. This one I didn't even know I had, and then when I pulled it out of the container, the label is so messed up on it. I don't even remember playing it before. But it is about dropped on the floor. It is Wizards and Warriors 3. Now, somebody put Scotch tape on the end of the label, and it's ripped right here. And it's just dirty as shit and scuffed. I don't know. I don't even know if I've ever played it, but I do love Wizards and Warriors, the first one, and Iron Sword is another one of those that I've never really played, but I have a bunch of copies of it. This one's a little more rare. I remember buying it out at the Belton Vintage Stock as a loose cart. I think I paid like $25 for it. It's not super rare, but it's a little harder to find, and that's RC Pro-Am 2. So I just have the cart copy of this. I hope we're still running here. Yeah, it looks like we are. Alright, we're down to the final 4 or 5 here. This is the one that sent me on the quest to find the rest of these, and that is this game here, Werewolf. I knew I had it. I just didn't know if I had a box copy or a loose cart. And when I didn't find it in that other tub, I was like, I know I have that game. So I went looking for it. So Werewolf, and I have a plastic one of these clamshell deals for it. There's no rhyme or reason really to the ones that are in the clamshells, unless a few of them are in the clamshells because they have directions, like the Major League Baseball. This one as well, Bad Dudes. And then we have the directions. This is one I sold in the garage sale as well, so I'm assuming I didn't put the directions in the box when I sold it, and I still have the directions. And then I bought a loose cart, so that's why I have the directions. Man, hindsight is always crazy. I mean, when I was a kid, I had an Atari with about 80 games that I sold in the garage sale for about 40 bucks to try to buy a Nintendo. And then I sold probably 4 or 5 of my Nintendo games off. And I don't even remember what game I ended up buying with the money I made from them. But the next one is, I got this at Savers. The Savers in Independence closed. They still have one out in Liberty, Missouri, which is where my sister lives, and it's north of where I live by about 15 miles. And I did actually pick up a new 360 power supply at the Savers. Well, it's not new, but a 360 power supply for the old model for $2. And it works, which is awesome, because I wanted to have a backup power supply for mine in case the power supply fried again, because it did once. But the system still seems to be alright. I think that's just from leaving the power supply plugged in, non-stop. It finally just fried something in it. But anyway, the game that I picked up is Sesame Street, Bigger Ernie's Big Splash, and Let Her Go Round. I don't know what the deal was back in the day with them always doing stuff with Bert and Ernie in the bathtub and shit. The Rubber Ducky song, and then here this one's called Ernie's Big Splash, and it shows him like in the bathtub. And then I remember there was this frickin' Bert and Ernie sing-along record I had when I was a kid, where Bert's in the frickin' bathtub, and everybody in the frickin' neighborhood piles into the bathroom, and it's singing like sing-along songs and stuff, and he's like trying to take a bath. It's like crazy. I mean, I don't understand it, but they had some fascination with Bert and Ernie in the bathroom back in the day. But Sesame Street, and it has the directions. That's why it's in the case here. You got Ernie's Big Splash there. Looks like he dropped the soap. Don't drop the soap, Ernie. Fuck. Guess he's not in prison. Anyway, Gumshoe. I think I had another copy of this, but this one's got the instruction book. Gumshoe. And then, save the best for last. Best for last. Yeah, right. Last and certainly not least, Nintendo Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt Combo Cart. The reason why this is the best for last is this is my original Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt cart. This is the one I got with my original system when I bought it when I was a kid. I know it is because it's the only copy of it that I have. So this is the granddaddy, and it's got it's got lines on the back of it where it's been slid in and out of the Nintendo so much. It's got those wear grooves on it where it's just been slid in and out of the Nintendo so many times. That's pretty crazy, but yeah, this is my original Duck Hunt and Mario Kart. It has to be, because it's the only one I have. And I know I wouldn't have sold the other one, or thrown it away. So if this wasn't the only one, then I wouldn't know. But since it is, it has to be the original. So this is my original. I don't have my original Double Dribble, which was the first game I bought that was my original first game. So that's it, folks. I don't know how many games that was. It was probably about 50 or 60 maybe. And then we had the one pickup and Bob Ross. So anyway, things are going pretty good. nothing super spectacular going on. I might run through some more of these collections because I know I've got a ton of videos, but that, you know, it might be hard to find some of those old collection videos, or maybe you just want to see it again for the first time, so to speak. So I thought I'd make some new, you know, this is my collection kind of thing. Just, I don't know, fill space, I guess, and talk to y'all, and say hey. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with these, and I'm kicking around, like I said, the idea of buying the box covers for those. I don't know about buying the little plastic sleeves for the individual cartridges themselves, but we'll see. I think the Nintendo is definitely the biggest collection I have as far as like number of games for. Even Atari, I don't have that many. I probably have close to 100 or so. PlayStation 2, I have a lot of games, but I don't think I have anywhere near 250. I'd say most systems I run in the 50 to 100 range for games at the most. So the Nintendo having 264 now games is a little bit of an oddity. I know the Sega Master System, I've only got about 25 or so, but the Sega Master System only had about 140 games or so, I think. I don't know. I don't remember offhand. So to have, you know, 20 of 140 is a lot more of a percentage of the collection maybe than 200 of 900 or whatever. Or about the same, maybe. My math's never been good. So anyway, folks, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for when you leave comments. I do like hearing from people, and I try to respond back to every comment. If I have something to say, I mean, if it's just like, hey, cool vid or something, I'll say thanks. But, you know, if you guys ever want to ask specific questions or just anything, I know a guy in one of my videos, an old vid recently, it was a video I did for a 3DO like game that I thought sucked. It was like amusement park or something. But the guy left a comment and said, if you didn't like the game, or would you be willing to sell it? And I mean, I commented back to the guy and I said, you know what? I said, I probably haven't played this game since I did this video, to be honest. But I said, the problem is, and it's not yours problem, the problem is me, because I'm more of a collector than a gamer. And the fact that it's a complete copy and it's in box and everything, even though I basically despise the game, I don't want to sell it because it's complete. And he's like, that's cool. But I was like, well, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. I said, good on you for asking, you know, because you never know. You know, and he's like, well, thanks for responding, because most people, you know, might not respond, especially on an old video, to a question like that. So, you know, he was kind of taken aback that I even answered him. And I try, you know. So, I mean, actually, it seems like the video I actually see the most come up in my feed where people leave a comment and watch it is my Rygar NES complete run-through. For some reason, that gets watched and comments get left on it pretty regular. I mean, like once a month maybe or something. But you know, my most viewed gameplay videos, I think, are Wolverine's Revenge and those Bikini Babe videos that I did. I can't even play those games anymore because the system I was installing them on is old, and I don't use it anymore except to do modding on my old systems. And it doesn't really work on the new game, so I just played it basically for you all, for shits and giggles. So I'll let y'all go. You know me, I have trouble letting go, so to speak. So I think I've said so to speak in this video a few times as well. So to speak. So anyway, I'm gonna get a drink because I'm about to start coughing, and I'm gonna let y'all go. So I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for coming by.